Alright, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to my power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to you brothers all across the four winds who are bringing out this word in sincerity and in faith. Call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, Barakatham to the sincere listeners. And today is a very important day, man. We're getting closer and closer to basically the book of Ezekiel being manifest on the earth. Now today, you got your procrastinators, you know what I mean? And everybody is kind of late in the holiday spirit, man. This holiday spirit, this Christmas spirit is not on these people like it used to be, man. And you can see it all over the world. Rioting engulfs Paris as anger grows over high taxes. Now, this is based out of the Chicago Tribune, and we've been seeing a lot of protests in France, but this is a new article just giving details and how those details are an indicator that this is going to happen here in America. All right. So it says that Central Paris was filled with armored police trucks and whatnot, on Saturday. All right. And it says a ring of steel surrounded the president's Elysee Palace, a key destination for the protesters. Now, why I say that is because it's going to come a time, right? It's going to come a time where people are going to surround the so-called you know where they're going to surround, man. You already know where they're going to surround, man. DJ Trump is going to wake up one day and he's going to look outside of his window and there's going to be literally thousands of people, mostly Edomites, and mostly Edomites are storming the streets in Paris. You don't really see Jake out there storming the streets. Why? Because he's working. All these entitled Edomites, right, who believe that their Edomite supremacy allows them to go out and quote unquote protest. That's the real reason. You know what I mean? That's the real reason for all of this, man. For all of these riots. Esau is getting pissed off at his own self, man. And if Satan is against Satan, there's no way that they can win. That's why ultimately, these Edomites are fucking through. They are through. Yeah, and lately, you got to watch a lot of what you say because they've been putting restrictions on the brothers' videos, man. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Esau, man. Because you can see his kingdom is falling. Not only is it falling, man, we're getting to see it with our very own eyes, man. We never, and I'm a bit off subject, but I never imagined that I would live to see the fall of the so-called white man. Even prior to coming into the truth, I used to think to myself, how are they going to be able to keep doing this? How are they going to pull it off? And you can tell, man, the spirit of rioting is deep on Esau, man. And they're giving a profile on the people. Saturday's yellow vest crowd was overwhelmingly male, right? So a lot of these guys are out of work people. They can't find any jobs. There's no resources, and they're still being taxed highly, So if you can imagine a man who used to make, thousands and thousands of dollars, now he's making pennies, he's going to be pissed off, so that's why they're hitting the streets. And these are really young Edomites that don't really have a spot in society per se. And that's why a lot of Jakes are riling up here in America, because there's no place for them. You can only be a handful of things in this society, and that's why ultimately if you are the age of 12 and older, and you are a male, and you come from the line of Israel, by definition, it's your job to teach and edify the other hopeful elect in the case Salakia, in a way that it'll seal the other elect. This is really why we're here. You're here to hit highways and byways, make videos, edify the hopeful elect, follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. you're here to do things like that. But we've been fooled into thinking that we can protest. Because I'm telling you, when the Most High God Yahweh Shimi Shai gets here through his angels, there's not going to be any protesting. All that protesting is going to stop, man. Police and protesters also clashed in French cities, notably Marseille. Now, Marseille, actually, and I only know this because, I used to pay close attention to soccer, but Marseille is one of the richest cities in France, and they actually have one of the best football teams because they have the resources to pay all the players a certain amount. You know what I mean? There's Marseille, there's Chelsea, there's Crystal Palace, I believe. No, Crystal Palace is British. But all these French football teams, man, have a lot of money, and they actually embezzle a lot of money, and they launder a lot of money through these football teams, man. Most notably, if you ever watched Narcos, Pablo Escobar, he bought his own football team, and he put all his money into that football team, and he was funneling money through that team. You know what I mean? So these big guys, especially these heads of FIFA, the heads of FIFA are interconnected with heads of state everywhere, man. These guys, especially here, there in Paris, these guys that are running Paris also run international schemes all across the world, and that's another reason why they're rioting. They're tired of the state of the world, and so Esau's taking it into his own hands, and he's hitting the streets. All right. On December 2nd, the rioting damaged the Arc de Triomphe. Alright. And it said that 974 people have been taken into custody. Now, if you can imagine when it happens here, right? There's going to be so many arrests that the police are just going to quit, man. Because it's going to be so much going on, and it is so much going on. We're at the end of 2018. And we're coming up on 2019, and man, 2019 is gonna be something else. Okay, so double the number of people that took their anger out on the streets. So you can see that about 10,000 people came out, which is double. All right, they said that they deployed 8,000 security forces in the capital alone. Among 89,000 who were fanned out around the country. So this isn't just in one city, not just Paris, but all over the place. They've had it, man. They've had it. And it's just talking about how a bunch of shit was tore up. Broken glass, And look, this is the Eiffel Tower, man. This is the current state of France, and this is going to be the current state of the world. You see how you can't even see the sun? That's how it's going to be when the Lord returns with his glorious chariots, man. The whole sky is going to darken. You know what I mean? The whole entire sky is going to darken, much like this picture, man. So let's just not even worry about this. Look, it says, speaking about Macron, he can't remain closed up in Elsie. So you got these people, trying to get him to come out. And they're here to speak their voice. Ultimately, all these Edomites going to be destroyed, man. These fucking complainers, man. Because, Israel worked. Israel don't got time to complain, man. All this extra shit they got going on. All right. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 1. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man, and not God. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of God. So the so-called white man has surveillance systems all over the world, but most notably Britain and France. Paris itself is one of the most one of the most surveyed areas on the planet. Actually, it's very heavily watched, very heavily monitored. Lots of soldiers, lots of troops, just constantly ready. And Salakia for the audio, it's a bit windy outside. Verse 3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. So Esau, in a lot of ways, has an advantage over Israel, because a lot of these dumb niggas, right, don't know as much as the so-called white man. It says, there is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches. So when Christopher Columbus, right, first came over to America, he used the book of Esdras, right, or the book of Esdras, right, in order to locate America, right, because he knew that King Solomon had traveled to America. So really everything that Esau has gotten is because the Most High God, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, has put the spirit on him to get it. That's it. Anything that's given to Esau is just due to the fact that the Lord gave it to him for a moment. Let's see. And has gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. So, hey, Esau got all the gold, and all these places in Europe used to be ruled by so-called black men. So all this gold that they currently have stashed away, it's actually Israel's. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic has thou increased thy riches. Right? So through them, through that great wisdom and them continuing that wisdom, right? Continuing that left-handed wisdom, they've increased their riches. And thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. So they're really feeling themselves because of all the money that they got. Verse 6. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. And how are they going to do that? That's through, first of all, through diplomatic sanctions. Secondly, by calling Babylon out in the street. But ultimately through warfare and end nuclear missiles. Okay, that's the end. That's the ending right there. Everybody's going to heap their missiles upon Babylon. There's going to be a ruinous heap. Bahashima Mashek Yahushai. You know what I mean? All praises for that. Just to think about that is giving my heart joy. I'm really actually, I'm so excited for Babylon to fall. I'm so excited for the other nations to give Babylon what it's given the world, man, which is that wine. Babylon has somehow figured out a way to influence the whole world. And that's another reason why they're protesting. They're tired of the so-called American influence on the world, man. Verse 8. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Right? So you're going to die that same horrible death through those nuclear missiles. And it's coming, Esau. And these elites, they're scared, man. Because the average person isn't watching any GMS videos. It's the elites. It's the elites. It's the bankers. They're the people that have most of the views on these videos. That and scoffers, man. Most brothers are not even watching these videos. But Lord's will, this video, along with every other video, along with every other brother, hopefully everything edifies the hopeful elect, man. That's what I pray for. I don't pray that 1 million people look at my video. I pray that whoever listens, that you're edified, you know what I mean? And that brings you closer to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because ultimately this isn't about me or anybody. This is only about the Most High God and His Son. You know what I mean? We are really just extras in this thing. And when He finally brings His glory upon this earth, where we're all gonna be stars, man, and by all the elect men of Israel, man, that hopeful elect, man, we're gonna be the stars, you know. And you tell people this right now, and they laugh. You know, you may have a brother in the truth, and you tell them, hey, you know, when we get to the kingdom, the people are gonna rejoice. They'll throw flowers at your feet. You know what I mean? And your brothers may laugh. You know, that ain't gonna happen. But it is, man. Here we are not celebrated. We're hated. But in the heavens, we're gonna be rejoiced. You know, starting off with Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, he's gonna be the number one. He's gonna be the number one person to give reverence to outside of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Then, you know, King David, King Solomon on down. You know what I mean? All the way to our apostles at Great Millstone, because they are the current men of the Lord today. There's no doubt about it. You know what I mean? And it's an honor to learn the breakdowns from the apostles. But anyways, verse 9, wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am Yahweh? But thou shalt be a man, and no power, in the hand of him that slayeth thee. So really, you think Esau thinks he's a god, and when these nukes come, he's going to realize, hey, I can't control this. Ultimately, this is the will of the Heavenly Father. Verse 10, thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised by the hands of strangers. And who's the uncircumcised, right? Who's the uncircumcised? These fucking heathens. All right, by the hand of strangers. So these are people from damn near every single country. For I have spoken it, saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord Power, thou sealest up the sum, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of power. Every precious stone was thy covering. The sardius, topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold. The workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee the day that thou wast created. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of power. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of stones of fire. Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created, till iniquity was found in thee. By the multitude of thy merchandise they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of the fire. Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of brightness. So these people got to the point where they thought that they were equal to God. Esau was given everything. That's why he said, y'all were the greatest, right? They had all the gold, all the topaz, all the diamond, and then the Lord miraculously took you out of power, you know, and because they're a cherub, right? They're definitely a covering cherub, because they cover everything, man. Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. I will cast thee to the ground, and I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee. Thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitude of thine iniquities, by the iniquity of thy traffic. Therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of thee. It shall devour thee, and I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth, in the sight of all them that behold thee. So everybody's going to see the downfall. All they that know thee among the people shall be astonished at thee. Thou shalt be a terror, and never shalt thou be any more. So Edom is out of here. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Zidon, and prophesy against it, and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, Behold, I am against thee, O Zidon, and I will be glorified in the midst of thee. And they shall know that I am the Lord, when I shall have executed judgments in her, which is America, and shall be sanctified in her, because that's where most of the hopeful elect are going to be coming out of. The place that you perceive as America is actually Mystery Babylon. This is the last verse, and then I'm going to end the video. Verse 23, I will send into her pestilence. So there's going to be disease, there's going to be death, mourning, murder, all sorts of things, right? And blood into her streets, right? So there's going to be shootings, everything. And the wounded shall be judged in the midst of her by the sword upon her on every side. So no matter where you go, the Lord has got you, all right? And here's the most important part. And they shall know that I am the Lord. So at that point in time, people are going to know, hey, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has returned with his angels. People are going to be hiding saying that. Like Edomites are going to be hiding in bushes saying, hey, the Lord has returned. And while they're saying that, the men of the Lord, starting off with the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, they'll be completely fine. And we'll be speaking about these things. And then it'll come a point in time where there will be no bread, because the Lord is going to remove us from these treacherous situations. So you just, as a man of the Lord, just pray that you are part of that elect number, and pray that you don't see the missiles in the sky. Because if you see the missiles coming down, that is too late for you. You are not in a chariot if you see missiles coming down on you. And you will know that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has sanctioned those missiles to come down. So hey, hopefully that was edifying. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakodash. And just pray. Pray that you're a part of that number, because Esau knows he's not getting on that chariot, man. But we know that we're getting taken. We know that we're only here for a short amount of time. We're almost done with 2018. 2019 is going to be here, and Lord's will, I pray this to the highest capacity. Lord's will, I pray that this is our last year. I pray that this is our last year. The hopeful elect, man, are ready to go home. We have had enough. And Esau wants this thing to keep going, but hey, we've had enough. We can see the curtain closing. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is closing the curtain on this play. So we just got to do the last things and wrap up. And the Most High will take care of the rest, man. Just keep working. But all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakodash, Wa'abah Babal, and Shalom to the hopeful elect.